Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 50, and today we are returning with the thank you special and the season finale, where we play our final three games in the Premier League, away at Old Trafford, at home to Southampton, and away at the Etihad on the final day that could decide our fate. So, loads to get through. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the thank you special, but before we get to it, let's show you how Norwich are getting on off camera. And I want to start the episode off by saying, firstly, thank you so much for all the support on the series so far. I can't believe we've just hit 50 episodes. It's unbelievable. It feels like we only just began to save last week and we were getting relegated to the championship, but no, it's been one of my most unique saves ever, and thank you all for sticking with it. It sure has been frustrating, but also really fun as well. And yeah, you know, it takes so long to play through the seasons as quickly as I do, and to keep the series daily along with my career mode videos as well. For you guys to still be here and appreciative, I am so thankful. So yeah, thank you for all the support, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the end of season 6. So of course, in the last episode you saw our triple header, the loss away against Brighton, the win over Crystal Palace, and the goalless draw at home to Spurs. I played 2 games off camera, and as you can see, it was back-to-back wins. First at home to Leicester City by 3-0. Ryan Brewster made it 1-0 47 minutes in after a rebound goal, and then 2 goals in 3 minutes. First from Matty Longstaff, nice strike after Ryan nodded the ball down to him, and then 3 minutes later Abbey scored once again. I've been a big fan of Abbey this season. In his debut year, he headed in a corner as we completed the victory with a 3-0 scoreline. And the second and final game off camera was another win away at St James Park against Newcastle United. We missed, I think, 3 one-on-ones in this game. So frustrating, but Brewster gave us the lead for the spot in the 36th minute after time Bria was fouled, and later on in the second half, whilst Traore got a goal back for Newcastle to make it 1-1, Adam Ida came off the bench with 8 minutes to go, connected with a Max Aarons cross, and won it for us in the final few stages. So no defeats in our last 4 games, back-to-back wins, and as you can see, with 3 games to go, this is how the Premier League table is looking. We're currently in 6th place right now. You might notice that only 5th is highlighted for Europe. I'll discuss a bit more on that in a moment, but Arsenal look for sure now that they're going to go on to win the title. I would say it's going to be a battle between these 4 teams for the final 3 Champions League places, but for us, right now sat in 6th, I don't think we'll catch Spurs in 5th, but we're only 3 points clear of Manchester City, but we do have the game in hand. West Brom are now 9 points behind us. They mathematically can't catch up, so we're guaranteed 7th, but I want 6th. So in regards to the European qualification, I want to show you this very quickly here. I don't understand why only 5th is being shown right now, because as you can see in the FA Cup, the winners of that will qualify for the Europa League, but the teams that are competing for it are both in the top 4 right now. As you know, the Carabao Cup this season was won by Arsenal, and as for the other European leagues, the Champions League is going to be Liverpool or Barcelona, who are playing tonight against Real Madrid. Manchester City, though, are still in the Europa League. They're into the semi-finals right now, and I think they're going to win that as well. But there are no English teams remaining in the Europa Conference League. So because of that, I can't understand why 6th has lost its place for Europe here. Now, if Man City do win the Europa League, they'll qualify for the Champions League, so that should mean that there will be 5 teams from England in the Champions League next season. But surely 5th and 6th would still have a European place. You know, Spurs, if they do finish 5th, will go into the Europa League, and 6th would either be Europa League or Conference League. 1 of the 2. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, let's get to the first game of today's episode here of the final 3 in the season. We're away at Old Trafford against Manchester United, who could still keep themselves in the title race, but they must win tonight to close the gap on the Gunners to just 2 points. And as we know, we've got a game in hand right now. We've got a better goal difference record than Man City as well. I think, so long as we pick up 4 points from a final 9 possible, we will qualify and finish in 6th place. Easy said than done though, with both Manchester clubs away. Right now, Ninja Pro, only Benali is down. We haven't seen him at all since we signed him in January, and this will be our team for the game. Going to our 5-2-1-2 tiki-taka style of play you've seen quite a lot in the second half of the season, as we go 5 at the back as opposed to 4-1-2-1-2 diamond narrow when we take on a big team. And this is our lineup. Zangarandi in goal. It's back 5 with Sanabria, Godfrey, Koulibaly, Basir and Aarons, with Stephen O'Connor I've been so impressed with, Mason Mount and Maddison as the midfield triangle, and up top together, Ida and Brewster. Can they coexist together? Not entirely sure. On the bench, Freenes, Akuaku, Warburton, Longstaff, Jones, Vasilic and Abbey as well. First game away at Old Trafford. I think we'll lose our unbeaten run here, but you never know. Come on, you Canaries. To be fair, we've beaten Arsenal this season. We were so close to beating Chelsea as well, and we drew with Spurs, but the problem is all of those games there were at home at Carrow Road. I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but when you go away from home to a big club, regardless of how good you are, I mean, I always feel like we're going to lose. Every time we're away from home against one of the top boys, I always think we're going to lose, and it'll be by a few goals. The first highlight is going to fall to the hosts as well, as Ezekiel Barco floats in a free kick, and Benjamin Pavard had a very tame effort there, easily caught by the young Brazilian. I've put him into the first team for our last 4 games. 3 clean sheets, and only conceded a 1 against Newcastle in the last game. He's done alright so far, I must say, as Kai Havertz heads that corner wide. Still 0-0. All the chances in the first half coming to the Red Devils, though, as you would expect, but as Steven wins it back. I really like this kid. You know, his determination's grown a point to 17. You know I've got to love that. He's been really good, though, since coming in, averaging a 7.01 right now, and already has a Premier League goal to his name as well. He's been a decent little signing. Can't really call him little, can I? 6'5", but either way, as Maddison plays that wide towards Sanabria. He's been the man that's been the bright spot for us this year. And right on cue, he's lost the ball. And here come the Red Devils on the break. Nato, long ball over the top. Diego Jota, 1-on-1. Zangrandi, big save by the Brazilian. Haven't created a single chance in the game so far. Yet to register a shot as Kai Havertz heads that corner over. Seems like it's just a matter of time for the hosts finally break the deadlock and get themselves in front. I'll say to the boys, you've been unlucky so far. You've been unlucky, though. I will individually criticise the midfield and the offensive unit as well. Second half begins. Still 0-0. Approaching the hour mark. Still tied. Still goalless. I'll take this. Ida's looking a bit nervous out there, so I'm going to bring him off for Abbey. And I might possibly bring on Curtis Jones for Maddison as well. He's a little bit tired out there as well. We've got 17 minutes to go, and we're still tied here. Oh, Connor's just got a booking. I never like to keep a ball midfielder on a booking, so I'll bring on Matty Longstaff for him. That's our final change. Can we see out a crucial point here? As Sanabria finds Longstaff into Curtis Jones, who sends out wide to Max Aarons, takes it in his stride, runs into the area, and De Gea makes the save. Oh, he could have won it. Mounts corner, whipped in, Benjamin Pavard heads clear, Ali heads down, Koulibaly! 3-point conversion. Almost there, lads. Almost there. I would definitely take this. Oh, that's a really solid result. That's a really solid result, that. 0-0 away at Old Trafford. Zangrandi with 4 clean sheets in 5 games. You know, I made Farines the vice-captain since we sold Sander Berge. But I'll tell you this, the young Brazilian has come in and looked very good indeed. 0-0. That's a great result. Only I would be celebrating a 0-0 like we've just won the FA Cup. But that is a really, really credible point though. And as you can see, 6th has now become available. I never understand why the highlight drops off at times. But 6th has now become available. And because of that point, we now go 4 points clear of Manchester City. We don't have the game in hand no more, but we got the better goal difference record. And actually, I'm just realising now, that means if we win our second game today at home to Southampton in mid-table, we're nothing to play for, that'll guarantee it. That'll give us 6th. God, we're going to lose, aren't we? We're going to lose. I see there that Man City have just won in Germany, so they are through to the Europa League final. And again, we'll keep our eyes on that. But I think what this means here is that if they win the Europa League final, they will qualify for the Champions League. And I also think what will mean then is that Spurs will go into the Europa League and will go into the Conference League, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it will do it. And so, as we move into our second of 3 games, there is an early kickoff today. That's Chelsea versus Spurs in a battle for 4th. But as Chelsea win, that does mean that Chelsea have guaranteed Champions League football, I believe. Yes, they have. And as for Spurs, we could still mathematically catch them, but it is highly unlikely. We need to win both our remaining games, and Spurs need to lose on the final day too. But into the game, as you can see, Man City today are where? Are they playing tomorrow? They're away at the Emirates tomorrow, going for the title. Come on, Arsenal, please win that game. So, well, if we beat Southampton today, then it won't matter anyway. So we got destiny in our own hands today. Win this game, and 6th and European football is guaranteed. Southampton have got nothing to play for. We are at home. We've got better form. Surely we're going to deliver it today. So this is our team going to a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow for the game. As you guys know, big games, we sit this guy back to CV. In the other games, we will play with deep line playmaker. And this is our lineup. Zangarani remains in goal. And the back four is Sanabria, Godfrey, Basir and Aaron's with Provenzano, Longstaff and Mount through the middle. And Maddison further forward. Up top together though, interesting strike duo. Abbey and Vukasin Vasilic. No goals in the Premier League all season long. This is his redemption moment. Farthest into Europe, Vukasin. Come on, turning point starts now. On the bench, Freenes, Koulibaly, Warburton, O'Connor, Jones, Brewster and Ida as well. In fact, O'Connor's a little bit tired, so I think I'll take him out and push on Karamoko Dembele just in case we want to change our tactics. So, yeah, second of 3 games today. It's Southampton, and a win guarantees European football. Come on, you Canaries. The boys are all motivated for this game, and why wouldn't they be? Chance to qualify for Europe. I don't really want the Conference League, but I'd certainly take it over nothing. But these are the games where sometimes you think it's surely going to be a banker, and you just don't turn up, as Aarons does find Vukasin inside the area. Vasilic, Aarons. Oh, Vukasin, oh, it's a goal anyway, but I think it's going to be ruled out for offside. Lines was not moving and Aarons was definitely standing in an offside position for sure. We don't need the VAR for that one, that was clearly offside. Would have been a perfect start, but we have began the game brightly. Free kick for the Canaries, Maddison to take it, floats it in. Oh, that one's gone in, no, and they're not going to disallow that one. Longstaff in for O'Connor, gives us the lead, perfect start. James's free kick is a good one, and Matty heads it in off the crossbar as it just crosses the line and finds the back of the net. Well, not really the back of the net, it didn't go that far, but it went in regardless. Norwich have the lead, perfect start. Now let's not throw it away straight from kickoff, come on. Nathan Redmond, once of Norwich City, running at Max Aarons, but Aarons beats him to the ball and starts to counter, and away we go. Look at the yellow shirt storming forward. Come on, boys, alley down the right. Chips it back to Provenzano, into Vukasin, Maddison. Oh, just wide. Never feel confident at 1-0 in any game I'm playing. Even in the testosterone flying games, I still think Norwich United are going to find a leveller. But still up by a goal as Mount feeds it through to Maddison. Get a second early on and I'll really be feeling confident though as Vukasin takes it in his stride down the right side. Wonderful run by Vasilic, who just couldn't finish. And it will be cleared by Timon. And that right there is pretty much exactly what you need to know about Vasilic. If you're a new viewer to the channel, that is Vasilic in a nutshell. He does everything but score. Aarons crosses. And there he is again, putting it over. I told you, everything but score. Said it on Twitter, he's got everything but the finish, man. You know, his off-the-ball movement is really good, his dribbling's really good. It's just he can't put the ball in the back of the net. Still hasn't scored a Premier League goal all season long. And I take the point that in the last season I was playing on the left-hand side quite a lot. But this season, the vast majority of his games have been in the striker role. But he just can't score. Longstaff wins it and sends it long. Oh, this time. Yes! Finally! Finally! I'm surprised the old team didn't come over and mob him. Longstaff just hoofs it forward. Pub football, and Vasilic finally scores his first Premier League goal. It's over. Oh, you can celebrate as much as you want, mate. You deserve it. Minton gets around Aarons, and Max recovers with a great tackle. And now a chance for a break here. Abbey with Vukasin to his right. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's saved. It's saved. One's too much for Vasilic, as Mount's going to take the free kick. Float it in. Abbey should have made it free. And that is going to do it. Norwich City are heading back to Europe. 2-0 the final score. Longstaff's early goal for the free kick. And then Vasilic finally breaking his goal drought and scoring his first of the season ensures we get the 3 points and another clean sheet. That is 5 in our last 6 games defensively this year. We have been watertight, and yep, that guarantees it now. 7 clear of Manchester City, so mathematically, even if they win tomorrow, they won't be able to catch up, even if we lose on the final day at the Etihad Stadium. 6th place is guaranteed. For those curious, Spurs are at home to Bournemouth on the final day, who have the worst form in the division. So, yeah, we are not going to jump into 5th. 6th is as far as we can go. But as things stand, we've qualified for the Europa League. But again, I'm not sure whether we will have it or not. I think if Man City win the Europa League and they qualify with the Champions League, Spurs will take the Europa League and we'll have the Conference League, I think. So take this email here with a pinch of salt. But the board have set our initial budget, as Hertha Berlin want to buy Vasilic for £78 million. He scores his first Premier League goal of the season. And they're like, yeah, sure, take all that money. But let's see what the board are giving us for the budget next season. 36 million? What? This is like, where's the Arteta money? Where's the Benkovic money? Where's the Eze money? Where's the Berger money? What? I mean, to be fair, we did spend quite a bit of money in January. You know, Jones coming in for 25 mil, Zangrandi was 22 mil, that's almost 50 million there. And then Benali and O'Connor was 7 mil each. And then, of course, we signed that right back, and we yet to see that for just under 10 million. But to be fair, yeah, it does kind of make sense there. But either way, I'm surprised at that. Although, then again, we haven't finished the season yet officially. When that happens, we'll get our big prize money pot. And that will bump the balance up quite a lot. So, yeah, take that email there about us qualifying for the Europa League with a pinch of salt, and take those budgets with a pinch of salt as well. I think that will probably increase towards the end of the campaign. Where's the Berger money? Right, so what we'll do then, before we end today's episode off, is definitely process through the Manchester City Europa League final. That's right at the end of the campaign. Because, again, I think after that, we will then know for sure whether it's Europa League or Conference League. So this game is now basically meaningless, but it will be interesting to see whether Arsenal can win the title today. If they win, then they will be crowned champions at the Emirates Stadium. So let's see if they pull it off. And it did. Morgan Gibbs-White, once of Wolves, gives Arsenal the title. They're now 4 points clear of second place, and that guarantees them the crown. We look at the past winners throughout the course of the save. Only Arsenal have won it multiple times. As you can see, Manchester United won in the first season, Arsenal won its second season, then Liverpool and Chelsea in third and fourth, but now the Gunners back-to-back champions. The board are delighted that you have achieved one of the objectives laid out in the club vision, qualify for the Europa League. 4 years ahead of schedule! That's the one thing I've got to remember about this as well. Like, you know, even though it doesn't feel like it, we are actually making progress quicker than planned. As I often say, you know, if you've only ever played FIFA career mode, then you wouldn't understand this, but Football Manager, it takes a lot longer to become a really good club. So we're actually not just on schedule, but ahead of schedule, even though it doesn't really feel like it. 4 years ahead of schedule, that's impressive. That's impressive. I'm sure there's some big clubs around Europe thinking, oh, I tell you what, that young JC, he gets the job done, eventually. So here we go, it is the third and final game of today's episode and the season. We are away at the Etihad Stadium. It's kind of meaningless. There is still a slight chance we could finish in fifth, but it's highly unlikely as Spurs are at home to Bournemouth today. So it's kind of an interesting one because there's not really much to be decided on the final day. Yes, Spurs could still qualify for the Champions League and jump into fourth, but Liverpool are away at West Brom. They've got nothing to play for. You expect them to win that game. Arsenal have already won the title. We can't finish lower than sixth. At the bottom of the table, though, Brentford and Fulham could still relegate Crystal Palace. That's the one thing that's really up for grabs today. But yeah, final game today, and let's see how we get on away at the Etihad Stadium. Oh man, I've got to make one late change to my tactics as well as we go into a 5 at the back system because Stephen O'Connor's just been called up for the Under-20 World Cup. I didn't realise he was going away on the final day. How annoying. But yeah, let's bring on Longstaff. I like Longstaff, and thank you. And there you go. So yeah, final game of the season. And as you can see, interesting lineup, 5-2-1-2. And the reason being is because we're going to say farewell to a few players today. Farines might possibly be leaving. Because I must say I've been really impressed by Zangrandi, and he's going to be our starting goalkeeper next year. I made him vice-captain, and it might be best to let him go elsewhere. I don't think he'll settle for a bench role. Warburton, Godfrey, Koulibaly, Akuaku and Aarons are our back five. Longstaff and Provenzano are through the middle, with Curtis Jones further forward, Abbey and Vasilic up top. Is Vuxin going to leave in the summer? Well, quite possibly. On the bench, it is Zangrandi, Phil Jones, who's retiring after this game, Badu, Rose, Dembele, Jokic, and Ida as well. So, third and final game, not much to play for, really, but I'd like to end the season unbeaten. Let's see if we can. Come on, you Canaries. I think Koulibaly will probably be gone in the summer as well. Really good signing, but I don't think he wants to stay here and be a backup. Basia and Godfrey are our starting duo, and I must say I'm very, very happy with Akuaku's development as well. So I think Koulibaly will be going. As for Warburton, this is his first season, but Sanabria is our out-and-out left-back. I wouldn't mind a more senior, reliable backup for the Argentine. As we know, Vasilic doubts on his future. So, yeah, quite a few players might be playing their final games for the club today as Sander Berge almost made it 1-0. Anyone but Berge today, guys. Anyone but Berge. If we're going to lose, it's not going to be Berge that beats us. But I don't know if you guys are the same as me. I often find in Football Manager, in games where players come back and play their old teams, they almost always seem to get a goal. It's crazy. Yari looking to cross, which he does. Reina on the edge. Oh, it's a sweet strike by Giovanni. And Man City have the early lead. As we expected, down early. Class player, and I'm excited to watch his game develop in real life. But yeah, Visharan sees him running towards the edge of the area, picks him out, and that is a glorious first-time volley right into the bottom corner. Koulibaly is uninterested. Get him sold. But yeah, the Farina's one is quite interesting, really, because, you know, we've got Dean Henderson out on loan right now at Lazio. And we don't need 3 class goalkeepers. Put it this way, one of Farina's or Henderson will be leaving in the summer. And, you know, I like them both. I really do. I like them both. Farina's has been our number 1 since season 1. But one of them's got to go. I'm not sure who it's going to be. If I could go back in time, I don't think I would have picked up Curtis Jones for 25 million back in January. Because whilst it was a really cheap deal, as Bastoni hits the ball into the side net in there, he hasn't really played well in the games where I've played him. And it's also been really hard to get him the game time as well due to there being better options in his position. As I said before, we've got a lot of players in that kind of creative role, either a bit further forward or out on the left or even deeper in the CM area. So I probably should have signed Jones. His contract is really expensive too. But regardless, 8 minutes to go. Still only down by 1, but we haven't created anything today. I'm going to bring on Phil Jones for his final appearance in professional football. With 6 minutes to go, as Ida and Rose also step onto the field as well. Still down by 1. Can't see us finding a leveller, but again, it really doesn't matter either way. Oh, Bournemouth have gone in front against Spurs. I was thinking about the Liverpool game. Bournemouth have gone 1-0 up at Spurs. Well, we need 2 goals in a minute. Can't see it happening, but wow. Well, I'm pretty sure we would have lost the game regardless of what lineup we put out here today, but my word. Bellerin down the right-hand side crosses. Berge. Not Berge. Oh, not Berge. Not bloody Berge. What did I say earlier on in this game? Whenever you have a player playing against his former club, they seem to always score an FM. Farina's probably should have stopped it, but Man City 2 goals up, and they are going to win on the final day. So I can't believe that Spurs have just lost at home to Bournemouth. I mean, the 5 at the back is finally beaten against a big team. How on earth did Spurs lose that? So if we would have won on the final day, we would have gone into 5th. And that would have guaranteed Europa League football. How the hell did Spurs lose home to Bournemouth? If I show you Bournemouth's form, they absolutely tanked it. I mean, that is just typical, isn't it? That is absolutely typical. Hadn't won a game since January in all competitions, and then they go and beat Spurs on the final day with nothing to play for. That is just absolutely typical. Well, it didn't really matter anyway because we lost, but either way, the board are delighted that the team qualified for the UEFA Europa League through their participation in the Premier League this season. However, we at one stage looked like qualifying for the Champions League, so we shouldn't get too carried away. That is just bloody ungrateful. I actually can't believe Spurs lost that. I mean, we lost the game, so it's kind of meaningless, but either way, if we would have won that, we would have gone into 5th. Anyway, end of season awards here, and you can see the fans player of the season was James Maddison with 40% of the votes. I can kind of see why that was given. I mean, really no one this season stood out a great deal, so I guess that's fair. Goal of the season was Sander Berge against Newcastle right at the start of the campaign, but sadly, we can't watch it. Abbey was our signing of the season. I would definitely agree with that. £6 million, what a bargain. And Jonathan Sanabria wins Young Player of the Year, which I would definitely agree with. Yeah, I agree with those two for sure. Few would have tipped Norwich to achieve more than the top half finish heading into the season, but Norwich confounded expectation by securing continental football for next season. Norwich ultimately finished where many had expected them to at the start of the season, but slipped to 10th in the table during a rough patch that was rather representative of the sort of campaign they experienced. Alright, calm down. That's brutal. But our match of the season was the 4-0 win against Bournemouth. Really? Not the 4-1 win against Arsenal, really. And a moment to forget was the 4-1 loss to Chelsea on Boxing Day. And again, we're starting to see reduced numbers in our stand right now. 96% full. A few years ago, that was sellout. And as we take a look at the club vision for next season and the years above, we've been asked to reach the quarterfinals of the Europa League next season if we go into it. We did that a couple of years ago. And it's just to continue to work towards qualifying and then eventually qualifying for the Europa League in the next 5 years. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that. The season is finished now and it's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can qualify for the Europa League next year, and you need to come back for pre-season with the same level of ambition. I think it's a bit unrealistic to be thinking about qualifying for the Europa League. Matty, we've just done it. I still think that is too ambitious for us. Lads, have a bit of bloody self-belief, yeah? Have a bit of self-belief. And the board are now going to upgrade our training facilities as well. It's going to cost 4.6 mil. It will take around 7 months to complete. That's excellent news because, of course, they got downgraded due to technological advancements. And if we are to attract a better caliber of player and see quicker development in our senior squad, then that's what we need. Excellent training facilities. So the final thing we'll do today in the special season finale is play through the Europa League final, where it will be Inter Milan versus Manchester City. If the Italians win, then that for sure will guarantee Europa League football. If Man City win, I think we'll drop into the Conference League. So come on, Inter Milan. Also, FA Cup final today, Manchester United versus Liverpool, and the Red Devils might not have won the title, but they did win the FA Cup. That's what's that, third? No, second. No, that will be third. No, sorry, second. Second FA Cup in 3 years. Oh, and Liverpool are interested in me. They've just sacked Sarri, and they're showing some interest, showing some intrigue. Am I the favourite to take over there? I doubt it. No, George Sampaoli is the favourite, managing Fiorentina right now. He's got a high reputation. As I said before, in order to get a big job, you first need to have the Continental Pro, which I will get in a couple of months' time, but also your reputation needs to be a bit higher than fairly good 3 stars. So that's why last season, we had 3 job interviews with Juventus, Man City, and also, it was the other one, Napoli as well, but they opted for other targets because the other managers have got far more pedigree than me. Provenzano was our 5th highest shirt seller this season. You love to see it. Why can't I just click? I really like the kid. He had a tough start to the season, but he picked it up in the second half of the campaign. It's just so frustrating that I'm finding this to be a very common problem with my Norwich team. The wonder kids, the youngsters, they just don't develop. They stagnate as soon as they set through the door at Carrow Road. It's so frustrating. You got Atletico Madrid, Athletic Bilbao, PSG and Liverpool all looking for a new manager this summer, but I'm not the leading candidate for any of those jobs right there. So again, I wouldn't be against leaving to take over a big team, but I don't think I've got the reputation yet. I think I need to win something first. So here we go. It's Thursday night. It's the Europa League final. It's Inter Milan versus Manchester City. I was thinking about watching it, but nah, I can't anymore. We'll just process through together and see if Inter Milan can do it. Again, I don't know if it has any bearing at all. So even if Man City win tonight, it's already been played. We just skipped past it. I was waiting for it to come across, but it didn't even come there. It's been played. And there's been no email. Man City, they won it. Man City won it. They won it 2-0. And they're heading to the Champions League. So fair play to them. But what does that mean for us? We still have Europa League next to our name. It still says we've qualified for it. That means 5 English teams will be in the Champions League next season, and us and Spurs will go into the Europa League as things stand. I want to process through a couple more days though, just in case there's a delay and we get an email saying instead we're going to the Conference League. Maybe after the Champions League final, that's this weekend, it might say something different. We'll process through that. And the Champions League final is just being played. It was yesterday, and I think Real Madrid won it against Barcelona. I'm pretty sure that's right. The way I find out what I'm looking for in this game is so stupid. Yeah, Real Madrid beat Barcelona 2-0 in the Champions League final. So the season has now officially finished at club level, and we haven't lost Europa League from our standing. So because of that, I can only theorise that it is now being confirmed. Norwich City, despite not winning on the final day and jumping into 5th, have qualified for the Europa League. No matter how many more times I click continue, we still don't see an email saying we've gone to the Conference League. So that's it. That's it. Oh shit, I forgot about Sanabria. I'm genuinely sorry, it completely slipped my mind. I promised to open talks. Okay, oh god, thank god for that. I promised to give Sanabria a contract at the end of the season. I totally forgot about it. This kid, he's so good. But that's it then. Norwich City are heading in to the Europa League for the second time in the save. And I'm buzzing, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. What a run we went on towards the end of the season. And particularly straight after selling our star players in the January transfer window. Oh, if we would have beaten Chelsea there, I'm still so annoyed about that game. But there we go. I'm buzzing, man. The young Canaries have done it. No Berger, no Buendia, no Eze, no Benkovic, and so on and so forth. But in the end, it's the kids that see us through. Norwich City are heading to the Europa League. And I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Do we stay or leave? My deal is about to expire, but I can only assume that Norwich are going to offer me a new contract at some point. I mean, surely at some point they're going to offer me a new contract. But as for the job section right now, as you can see, you've got Atletico Madrid, Athletic Bilbao, Liverpool and PSG all searching for a new manager. And there's no interest in me whatsoever at the moment for those clubs. They're looking for bigger targets, bigger names. So I could possibly take over at one of those clubs, but it's looking unlikely. So unless I resign and take a random job elsewhere, I think I'll probably be staying at Norwich, but that might change, you just don't know. But that will in today's episode and the season finale, guys. So a massive thank you for watching the Thankyou special. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Norwich City are back in Europe with the kids. I'm absolutely buzzing for that. I felt for sure we were going to finish outside the top 7 in the end. We finished in 6th. But the question is, will we be staying here at Carrow Road? I'm not entirely sure. It's a tough one. It's a really, really tough one. You guys can keep letting me know what you think we should do in the comment section down below. I appreciate all the suggestions so far. Feel free to keep on commenting. Oh, who wants Farines? Who wants Farines? Brighton, I might let him go. But yeah, you can keep on commenting if you want and let me know what you think we should do. But there's a lot that needs to be considered, man. There is a lot that we've got to consider here. I just don't know. I really don't. I've got such a dilemma right now because I'd love to take the kids into Europe, but I just don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But thank you so much for watching Season 6, guys. And the whole save as a whole so far. 50 episodes in the books. It has been a super fun series so far. And with Season 7 right around the corner, I'm going to do a special in-depth look at the save in the very next episode that will be coming out tomorrow night. Look forward to that. It's always fun, those episodes there, where I take a look under the hood and show you all the things behind the scenes of Norwich City and what's going on around the world as well. And in the new season, Season 7, perhaps at a new club, perhaps still with Norwich here in the Europa League, will be beginning on Saturday or probably Sunday, because it will take a long time to play through the summer. Have a great day though, guys. Much love and thank you for your support on 50 episodes. What a dilemma we've got on our hands, and we'll see what happens as we begin Season 7. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode, the special in-depth look at the save, very soon.